All right, this is his fourth and final round of qualifying. Matthew is in medium spirits. Oh, crashing in the warm-up usually isn't a good sign, but better to get it out of the way now. Oh. He's sitting, I believe he's 6th overall right now with a 4, a 5, and a 6. So if he does a top 3 run, should be able to bump up a couple spots. I think he's got a TQ in him, if I'm honest. He can do a TQ run right now. Like he pulled into grid early. It means he's happy with the car and doesn't want to break anything, typically. So he starts 5th. All right. Up and rolling now. Car looks good. He looks comfortable, hitting his marks. Straightaway looks smooth. Sometimes when one car gets good, either the track got better or everybody kind of found out the same thing in the pits. And they all switched similar things. I don't think that was the case. He's getting gapped a little bit here, but sometimes he doesn't fall into his groove right away. I think he's trying to play it a little bit safe here because he knows he needs a clean run. He's going to start out slow, get a feel for things, let the race come to him. Maybe not a lot of guys in 17.5 have had clean runs as far as like 5 minutes, no wrecks. So you can move way up the ladder with a 5-minute clean run. Lap traffic shorten a little bit there. Running 5th right now. Car looks like maybe it's starting to loosen up a little bit, or it might not have the steering and he's pushing a little harder. Sometimes when I think a car is loose, the guy tells me it's actually pushing and they're having to saw it off a little bit. Car's getting a little bit edgy, or he's pushing a little harder now at the middle of the race. Still looking pretty comfortable right now. Falling back into it. Now he found his rhythm. Car's looking pretty comfortable. 2 minutes still to go in this. He's running 4th right now. That'd help him. He's right off this lead battle, actually. They're all running within about a second and a half. The whole field is separated by about 2 seconds, the top 7 rather. Got one short in here. Watch it. Marshalls goes to the high side. Crash traffic almost got him. He saw it. Good driving. It's going to cost him a little bit of time. A little bit of a tap there. It looks comfortable. He's driving real close to the pipes. He's nailing the triple. Got some crash traffic over there. These guys are usually pretty good in the top heat of 17.5. They're running each other pretty clean. But every once in a while, you get these dudes that'll just crash in front of the lead battle. Yeah. He's about 2 seconds out of the lead, but a half a second out of 3rd. coming up on a group of guys that are kind of going fast. Ooh, got lucky there. Still fourth. I'm hanging on the fourth pretty good. I think he's playing it safe right now. He is out on last lap right now, so he should cross the line this time by and be done. 3 more corners, 2 more corners, 1 more corner. Good clean run there, Matthew. Good work, buddy. Takes home a 3, so that's going to move him up a bit. He had 8 points. Now he's going to have 7 with a 3 and a 4. Caden Meeks, Hobbywing teammate, going to go to the 1 spot that round. Maddie got a 3. Everybody coming down, they check out their scores. It was a good run, Matt. Good run, buddy. That was a great run.
Yeah.
We would have had all of those. It would have been great.
Yeah.
Very clean run, no crashes, maybe 1 little pipe touch.
Yeah.
And that was about it. I thought the car looked maybe on the verge of too easy to drive, perhaps, after we talked about it a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, it just was a little, I felt like I was going pretty good out there, and every time I heard the lap time, it was like, oh, it's not good.
Well, the field was separated like top 7 or something like that by less than a second for the whole first and probably more than half the race. So it was pretty tight. And I think that it's very disconcerting as a driver to not hear yourself in the top 3 because you're kind of out of it. But realistically, you're 1 hot lap away from getting back in it. It's hard to remember that. So, what did you change for that round?
I tried a different sauce. I mean, I don't know if that's why I went slower, but I for sure didn't crash as much. Maybe the sauce had some anti-crash juice in it.
Well, there was also some big voodoo changes. He called his dad.
Yeah.
His dad showed up, and Hobby Winged Out showed up right before his race. He called him like during the break. He's like, yeah, racing starts in a few minutes, and then we're going to get things, and then I'm in race 6. So his dad made it here in world record time, so he wouldn't miss the race, and got to watch his boy put in a clean run.
Yeah.
Third for the round.
I mean, I just don't want to hear the clapping like when I crash anymore. So, I mean, I made it happen.
So that was great to see. And you probably noticed from the footage, I stood in a different spot.
Yeah.
So I think that helped a little bit, too.
Charlie just can't put the car down at all. That was all bad.
I think if I would have put the car down and stood in a different spot, I was thinking about it. Our voodoo of putting the cars down and me watching has to do with me having a spot where I watch where there's no crashing first, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fine.
We're just making up the voodoo as we go.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, it's a solid A for effort, I think.
So there's going to be a little practice tonight. You're going to run a little bit?
Yeah.
What are you going to do?
I'm going to try the good old reliable gear diff again. See if that can get me like some better lap time without having to push it as hard. And then I'm going to try the diff height higher. I turned the timing down on like the motor just to get it a little more efficient. Like the last layout, we were full throttle like the whole time, so you could run the timing super high. So I'm going to try that, and then after that, it's kind of like whatever goes on in the mains, goes on the mains. Yeah,
you're gonna, with that third, you still start 6. Because a couple guys shuffled through that were actually behind you before. They had solid runs. So in the footage, I thought he was going to be like 3rd or 4th on the grid when I walked off the stand, but once we looked at the score, and he ends up still 6th. But you needed the 3 to keep the 6.
Yeah, exactly.
So that was important.
Yeah.
I can't think, has there been a national title from 6th?
I'm not sure, but there was a lot of crashing from the tops.
That's
guys.
True. There's going to be a national championship from 6th, buddy. There's going to be.
Yeah.
I think if you drive like you drove that last round, it's going to come to you because those guys are going to hammer on each other. There's no way they're not going to.
Like that triple line is, it really depends on like the power plant, I think. I saw a lot of guys casing it, not saying anyone running different power packages has more of an advantage. But Caden Meeks cleared it the whole time and TQ'd like that last round.
Yeah.
So.
It was a super solid run for Caden.
I mean,
I was
he's
stoked on
been
that
on
for him.
fire. In my eyes, a lot of these guys struggle to like the warm up, and it seems like now the track is, of course, so different than what everything is. And my last minute vouch to race.
I was talking to I forget exactly who it was. It was Swanson. No, it was Davey.
Yeah.
Chad Eubanks showed up. So I was talking to Chad Eubanks. I said nice things about you in front of Davey,
that's nice.
so you can see if he'll tell you about it. But you also won the warm-up race for the Nats.
Yeah.
You won the warm-up race for the Worlds.
Yep.
So we have a track record of less than stellar qualifying when you win the warm-up. So that might be a thing we got to keep in mind moving forward too.
Just don't race like the warm up.
I don't know. Yeah, the confidence was high.
Yeah, I mean, my stuff is good. The track is so different than it normally is, and these guys are trying their hardest to make it the same.
Yeah, I'll say this. It's not for lack of trying. These guys have been working their fingers to the bone, wearing out wrenches. It's been a nonstop flurry of setup changes, and really hard for me to listen to conversations about what they should do or not do and change. Listen to people in their 20s talk to each other. It's the worst.
Yeah, it was not busting, El Riz. You know.
So, and on top of all of that, this is Matt's home track. He's kind of a big deal. He helps a lot of people out in their club racing program. And when you get direct help, a lot of times you don't learn that stuff. Or especially at a big race, you want to make sure you crossed all your T's and dotted all your I's. And so I don't think you have, but a handful of minutes at any given time where somebody's not in your ear asking you either a question or to help them with something and whatever. And when you're not racing, that's plenty. That's fine.
Yeah.
You can still pay attention to everybody, watch cars, all that.
Yep.
But with all that going on, it's very impressive that you kept your head above water and you haven't had a meltdown yet. I was very impressed, Matthew.
There's been some for sure angry, racer Matty G coming out, but I mean it's not what I'm here to do anymore. I made the main. My car feels good, and it's gonna not suck.
Hindsight's always 20/20, so we've learned a lot, as we always do. I think the race vlog, for me, has been very fun. I've actually enjoyed these conversations.
I mean, it's been good to talk about my runs, and I mean, you guys probably saw some raw emotion. I was pretty effing pissed off the last run.
He was so sad.
I mean, I blew it. It was like the big kahuna.
That's why I don't race anymore, because it's super disappointing to be out there on a decent run and just crash for kind of no reason.
Should have just ran truck.
There's that option for next time.
No, we're done. This is the farewell tour of Matt racing.
Another farewell tour.
No, this is just back to Club Race Hero.
All right. Well, let us know in the comments down below if you want to see the main action. I'm gonna do it whether you ask or not. And we're going to get this chopped up, get it edited. I think one thing that we forgot, Matt and I also do a podcast together. It's called RC Stuff, powered by Hobbywing. We give away free RC stuff each and every episode. All you have to do to find out how to enter to win is listen to an episode. Yeah. Matt tells us how to enter to win every time. It's pretty fun. And then we talk about stuff like this and other things.
This is for sure a more calm podcast.
This is a much more serious Matthew because we're asking him poignant questions and he's not just telling us fun facts or stories. So it's been interesting. As always, folks, thanks for tuning in. Leave us some comments. Wish Matt luck for tomorrow. We got AAA mains, 17.5 two-wheel drive buggy division on a kind of tricky layout.
Yeah, for sure.
It's been some inconsistency for the drivers, so I think all you need, as Scotty Ernst always says, a chip and a chance.
Yep.
You make the main,
paper
you're in the big show.
Or plastic. Checked out at the front desk, gone.
That's what he's hoping for, anyway. Well, again, thanks for tuning in, everybody. The Hobbywing official YouTube channel. We'll see you next time.
We'll see you guys.